King, and I want to welcome you to the Aroma Share Club. It is January 2016. Wow, we have been doing the Aroma Share for a long time now, and I'm super excited to share with you some really fun, yummy recipes. Now, I want you to realize that just because something takes a little bit longer to prepare doesn't mean it's more complicated. So a lot of the recipes this month I am either doing in the oven or in the dehydrator. I personally love the dehydrator. I recommend, and this Excalibur brand is my absolute favorite to use because you can adjust the temperature. So think of a dehydrator like a slow cooker oven. So many times we love crock pots, right? We love to use the slow cooker because we can make the meal in the morning, put it in there, and come back after work and everything's ready. The thing with the dehydrator is that you can do the exact same thing. So your prep time of doing these recipes is really not very long at all. What takes a long time is leaving it in the dehydrator. But if you think of it like a crock pot, it's really not that much of a bother at all. You just have to sort of think ahead like you do when you're using a crock pot. Alright, with that said, we are going to make a cauliflower mashed potatoes substitute, because we all know that white potatoes are just so high on the glucose scale that we probably really shouldn't be eating them. So, but you know, mashed potatoes are a comfort food for a lot of people, and so it's good to have a substitute, because if you just take something away from someone, it leaves a void and they need something to take its place. So here I have a head of cauliflower, and I've sliced it off of the core in thin slices. So this is what thin is to me, okay? And on that, I have melted a tablespoon of butter, and I'm just going to sprinkle this over the cauliflower. And then I'm going to put some salt and pepper on it. This pepper doesn't like to come out very fast. And then I'm just going to lightly toss this. Now, I normally would make this in the dehydrator, and the reason why I like to do it in the dehydrator is because it keeps your live enzymes alive. The more enzymes you can have in your body, the better. But we're going to do it in the oven because a lot of you don't have dehydrators yet. And so I'm just going to spread this out. This is a large cookie sheet. If you did it on your dehydrator trays, you need to make sure that you get these Teflon covers, or you could put parchment paper on here as well. And it will cover 2 of the dehydrator trays, but we can probably get this all on one cookie sheet. The key is you don't want it touching each other. Now, if you want to be a cheater and do this really, really fast, because you're like, Leanne, I decided I wanted to have cauliflower mashed potatoes, and I don't care how many enzymes are alive, you could steam your cauliflower just for a few minutes and make the exact same recipe, and it would be just fine. So here I am putting it in the oven, and you would leave it in here for 30 minutes, and you want to keep the door ajar. And how I keep doors ajar is with a wooden spoon. You want to make sure you use a wooden spoon because it's going to get hot otherwise. And you leave the handle out like that, and that leaves the door ajar just enough to let some of the steam out, okay? So we're going to wave our magic wand and say iggity biggity boo or whatever, and 30 minutes has gone by so that our cauliflower is soft. So now we're going to take it out. And we're going to put it in the food processor. one thing I love about parchment paper is it can become a funnel, which makes it really, really easy to pour inside of things. See how easy that is? Voila. And with this we're going to add, I believe it's 1/3 cup of pine nuts. And I think that's all. And we're going to put 2 tablespoons of water, which I did not get ahead of time, so I'm just going to grab it over here. And we're going to call that 2 tablespoons. Maybe that's a little bit more, so I won't put quite so much in there. There's 1, 2. All right. Now we're going to put the lid on the food processor, and we're going to whip this sucker up. Maybe. That's if Leanne plugs it in. There we go. Let's see how it's doing. Pretty good. I'm going to scrape the sides a little bit. Maybe I will. There we go. That's a jungle in there. Be careful in your utensil drawer. Okay. That guided you to see what time, how much time we've gone by on there. Alright, so now we're going to add a little bit more butter, because you know you can't have too much butter in mashed potatoes, right? So we're going to add another tablespoon or so of butter in here. And this is when we're going to add our essential oils, and we're going to put a drop of rosemary oil in there, and I'm going to make sure I get it like on the melted butter, because it'll mix in better. Maybe I'll get 1 drop. There we go, there we go. 1, perfect. You should have smelled it beforehand, because I accidentally put, I don't remember what it was, clove butter, no, cinnamon oil, accidentally, because it was in a tiny bottle, in a recipe. No, it was supposed to have cinnamon oil, and I accidentally put frankincense in it. So that made for an interesting salad. All right. Here you go. We're going to scoop this out. And I put in fresh rosemary too, if you didn't see that. And I chopped that up pretty fine. Look at that. How yummy does that look? Now you just need to make some gluten-free gravy or something. What I actually did, and you'll see this in the next video, if you want to hand me that tray of marinated mushrooms, Becca, you're going to be making marinated mushrooms in your next video. But this can be a meat substitute. I actually use it in place of meat many times for my recipes. And then you could sprinkle a little bit of rosemary on top of there. And there you go, your mock cauliflower mashed potatoes. How yummy is that? So, before she turns that camera off, did you already turn it off? Oh, good. So before she turns it off, I just want to remind you guys, how are you going to share this with so many other people? So remember, it's called Aroma Share. So we have these videos, and we have them on the YouTube station and on Facebook. We'd love for you to like our Aroma Share page, share these videos, do the recipes, invite your friends over to try them out. They're super yummy. And get yourself on the Aroma Share Club. Because I know you are just like most people. You love to save money. You love a great value. And there's not a better value in Youngevity than the Aroma Share Club. You have an aromatic day.